Watch Mondays on Everyday Kentucky for the BOGO Mondays Deal of the Week. Buy one, get one free at restaurants, spas, golf courses, and more. Sign up at WKYT.halfoffdeal.com for deals delivered directly to your inbox. BOGO Mondays on Everyday Kentucky.
When it comes to Medicare Advantage, how do you know you've got the right plan? Just ask Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Call 833-808-1236 to get a one-on-one plan review with a licensed agent. We'll help you compare options so you can make the most of your budget and answer all your questions, like is my doctor in network or are my prescriptions covered? At the end of the day, you'll know you've got the right plan. Never go it alone. That's our anthem.
Take the news with you on the WKYT News app, on your streaming device, and on your radio at 104.5 The Cat.
Now on WKYT Midmorning, frigid temperatures this Halloween. What you check when you turn on your heat.
Plus, despite the cold, how Central Kentucky is planning to celebrate Halloween.
And 50 years since the legendary racehorse's Triple Crown win, a monument built for Secretariat.
This is WKYT News Mid-Morning.
Welcome to WKYT Mid-Morning. I'm Victor Puente.
And I'm Destiny Quinn. It is a first alert weather day due to those frigid temperatures outside. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell joins us now with your Halloween forecast.
And it's going to be a cold one out there for you. Already is. I mean, we're not exactly warm by any means yet. But as we get into those trick-or-treat hours, you're really going to experience some of those colder temperatures. Right now, you can see that it's a beautiful day. I mean, we have sunshine, and it looks great. But when you walk outside, things change. Those numbers are going to get a hold of you because they are on the chillier side. Current temperatures here in Lexington, we're sitting above freezing now. We're in the mid-30s, though. What's going to happen later today is we're going to get a disturbance that drops in, brings some wind, and even flakes of snow. There's that possibility as well. So we'll look at our forecast breakdown. And because of the inconvenient weather for you today, with it being Halloween, we're calling it a first alert weather day for the potential of the cold and the tough wind chill readings, and then even the flakes. Flakes are not going to cause any issues. We'll hold on to some of that early tomorrow morning as our wind chill readings go into the teens. Thursday looks a little bit better, still pretty chilly, but it's the beginning of a semi-warm-up. We'll take a closer look at that coming up in a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. HVAC experts say you should check your heating system if you're turning it on for the first time this season.
Lee Brooks with Bryant Heating and Cooling says homeowners should listen for unusual noises. You might notice a slight burning smell.
It's generally safe, but anytime you think you smell something burning or something that doesn't quite smell right, obviously give us a call. If you think something's burning, call the fire department, then call us.
Brooks also says you should check your carbon monoxide detector. They usually have a shelf life of 5 to 6 years.
An emergency warming shelter is opening in Georgetown. According to the news graphic, the Gathering Place mission on Bourbon Street will open its doors from 8 at night until 8 in the morning through Thursday. That shelter needs donations of toilet paper, winter gloves, and hand warmers. They're also taking volunteers. Those temperatures are impacting some Halloween plans.
But trick-or-treating in Lexington is still set for this evening. The Fayette County School District is hosting a trick-or-treat event at the Bus Garage on Liberty Road. It's happening from 6 until 8 p.m. for all children across the county, not just those who attend Fayette County schools. There will be buses decorated in creepy themes, plus candy, popcorn, donuts, and hot drinks.
The city of Crab Orchard is delaying trick-or-treating because of the weather. Their new day is Saturday evening from 6 to 8. You can find a list of trick-or-treat times across the region on our WKYT News app. And a family in Stanton continues to add to their impressive Halloween display. The McCoy Mayhem Menagerie features around 100 inflatable characters and animatronics. They tell me it gets bigger every year. That is out on Nolan Court in Stanton. The family tells me they plan on keeping it open through this weekend so people can come out and enjoy it. I'll drive the girls out there to check that out.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Well, Lexington neighborhood says a group of thieves stole their Halloween decorations.
Surveillance video caught 3 men on camera stealing Halloween decorations from several homes on Tarleton Court last week. That's in the Gardenside subdivision. They say a minion, werewolf, clown, and a couple of zombie babies were taken from yards. Some of these items are worth $200 a piece. Neighbors say the thief stole a piece of their Halloween spirit.
And it's just sad that somebody would take joy out of doing something that's so asinine. And, we would like the props back and go to the rightful owner.
Neighbors say the stolen items will not affect trick-or-treating tonight.
Right now, Lexington police are looking for a robber. Police say the robbery happened at the Speedway on Euclid Avenue just after 1 this morning. Our crew saw officers on scene circulating not long after. They were checking inside that store for evidence. Police couldn't tell us what or how much was taken. They also didn't say whether that robber used a gun or another weapon during the robbery. They're asking anyone with information to contact the department or Bluegrass Crime Stoppers.
A Laurel County man accused of killing his parents is due in court today for an emergency hearing. Deputies say Joseph Bing shot and killed Johnny and Mary Bing in 2020. One of the couple's other children found their bodies. Joseph is charged with robbery and 2 counts of murder. Online records show a court recently found him incompetent to stand trial. Prosecutors filed a motion to have him involuntarily committed. We expect to learn more at the hearing at 2 this afternoon. Israeli troops are moving deeper into Gaza.
The country declared war on the militant group Hamas 3 weeks ago. Israel's prime minister has dismissed calls for a humanitarian ceasefire. Palestinians appealed to the United Nations Security Council yesterday for aid.
Gaza is now hell on earth. Saving humanity from hell today means for the United Nations to save Palestinians in Gaza.
The Biden administration is also advising against a ceasefire, saying it would only benefit Hamas.
Today marks 1 week from Election Day. Kentuckians will decide whether Governor Andy Beshear gets a second term. Attorney General Daniel Cameron is looking to unseat him. Both are spending the last full weeks of their campaigns on bus tours across Kentucky. The candidates spent time yesterday with other party members on the ballot.
You're going to see really competitive down-ticket races. It's pretty exciting to see how hard they are working. In the end, though, each of these individuals has to get out and make their own case.
It's a unified party, and we feel very good about where we are and that we're going to win on November 7th.
Cameron's bus tour stops today include Hazard and London. Beshear's bus tour is set to stop tomorrow in Danville and Bardstown.
Kentucky's only lieutenant governor debate is in the books. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman is once again Governor Andy Beshear's running mate. Senator Robbie Mills is running with Attorney General Daniel Cameron. On KET last night, the candidates said different factors are driving the need for more education funding.
Kentucky is number 2 in the nation in economic development. We are number 3 in rural job creation, but we cannot stay that way. If we continue to have teacher pay in the mid-40s and we continue to underfund the largest employer in every rural county, and that's our public school system.
It is being funded, but we can always do better in K-12 through K-12 education. One of the things that Daniel and I have put forward is the Cameron catch-up plan. Our kids are way behind. They need tutoring. They need individually tutoring to catch them up from the 2 years that they were out of school.
Excused early voting is already underway in Kentucky. Anyone can early vote starting Thursday, going through Saturday. Election day voting hours are 6 to 6 on Tuesday. You can find your polling place on the state's election portal, govote.ky.gov. We have a link to more campaign 2023 coverage in our WKYT News app.
A strike against all 3 major U.S. automakers appears to be ending. The United Auto Workers Union has reached tentative deals with Ford, Stellantis, and now General Motors. Nearly 50,000 workers walked out of their jobs over the past 7 weeks of contract negotiations. The agreement with GM is expected to be similar to deals with Ford and Stellantis, including guaranteed pay increases and a cost of living adjustment.
For every member, the money will be significant. For many members, it will be life-changing.
Experts say ending the strike will prevent a domino effect that could make buying and repairing cars more expensive.
Louisville's Ford employees are back at work. 8,700 went on strike at the Kentucky truck plant during contract negotiations. UAW local president Todd Dunn says the tentative deal signals a new day for American labor.
What we see is a contract that I would say is almost epic as far as the proportions to anything that I've seen in my 29 years. It's about future. It's about family.
Ford also announced plans to invest $1.2 billion in its Louisville plant. Workers will be assembling Ford Escapes, Lincoln Corsairs, and an unnamed electric vehicle. The union members still have to vote on that contract deal. Legendary racehorse Secretariat now has a permanent place in Paris.
This morning, city leaders installed a monument in his honor downtown. This year marks 50 years since Secretariat's Triple Crown win and his homecoming to Bourbon County's Claiborne Farm. The new monument, called Twice the Heart, depicts him after his racing years.
This is something that we've been waiting on, I think, for years. Secretariat is our history. He's a part of our history. Our brand here in Paris is horses, history, and hospitality.
Secretariat brings about 11,000 visitors to Claiborne Farm every year. Secretariat Park opens November 11th, exactly 50 years since the horse's retirement. Legislation is changing around recreational marijuana.
Ahead, we look at another nearby state that could soon legalize it, and Kentucky's own laws.
Colder temperatures are sinking in, and maybe some flakes come later today. I track that for your trick or treat. Coming up.
Take the news with you on the WKYT News app, on your streaming device, and on your radio at News Radio 630 WLAP.
Watch out, Squirt. Leaves are flying.
What will our neighbors do with all these leaves?
We can mow them into our lawn or compost them at home. We can also put them in our yard cart or yard waste bags for weekly disposal.
Let's go play.
You get regular checkups on things that are important to you. So what's more important than your home comfort? Call Bryant.com. With regular maintenance, we can help prevent untimely breakdowns. Schedule your preventative maintenance, just $80.
Call Bryant.com.
Kyle Whalen, loving husband, father, and grandfather. He's a small business owner that's spent a career creating jobs and improving the lives of Lexingtonians. Kyle Whalen knows for families to thrive, we need safer streets and more money in pocketbooks. Kyle supports lower income taxes and simplifying the tax code to make Kentucky competitive. He backs the blue and will make sure our police force is fully funded. That's why Kyle Whalen received the endorsement of the FOP.
I'm Kyle Whalen, and I'd be honored to have your vote.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Hyundai. Get $3,000 cash back and 6.25% APR for 60 months on select Hyundai Santa Fe models. Or drive away in the 2023 Hyundai Tucson XRT SUV for $37,310. Hurry into Don Franklin Lexington Hyundai.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you can get more with the WellCare Medicare Advantage Plan. We provide more than original Medicare. More plans, more options, more choices of doctors and hospitals. We offer plans with zero or low plan premiums and copays. Enjoy more coverage with extra benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs with free home delivery. Plus, free gym membership, now with online classes, and free over-the-counter healthcare items. Plus, WellCare provides more access to care with online doctor visits and a 24/7 nurse hotline. For more than 35 years, we've focused on helping members get more from their Medicare with WellCare. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. 1-866-903-7058. WellCare.
Joe with the lawn care company was asking about cleaning up our leaves this fall.
Would they mulch some of the leaves back into the lawn?
He said he'd use a mulching kit on his professional mower that works all those leaves into the lawn as they mow.
Check. Free fertilizer.
Stream WKYT for free now.
Welcome back to Midmorning. Ohio could soon legalize recreational marijuana.
Voters will decide next week on whether to let adults sell, possess, and use the substance. The minimum age would be 21. Some communities are conflicted. Colerain Township trustee Matt Walhart says legalization could boost the economy, but he still has questions about where the profits would go.
36% gets kicked back to the local or host community. That's kind of vague to me. It's undefined. Does that mean, would that mean Colerain Township? Would that mean Hamilton County? Would that mean a split? Would that mean that the Ohio legislature would decide?
Adults would also be allowed to grow up to 6 marijuana plants if voters approve that change.
Ohio would be the fourth state neighboring Kentucky to legalize recreational marijuana. Right now it's legal in Missouri, Illinois, and Virginia. 20 other states have also legalized recreational marijuana. Kentucky lawmakers passed a medical cannabis law earlier this year. The program won't begin until 2025.
As Domestic Violence Awareness Month wraps up, one local nonprofit continues to be a lifeline for people year-round. Joelle and Will Hoyt with The Nest says they see about 600 people per month. That's due to a crisis. They provide basic necessities and financial support. The Nest offers 4 free programs: childcare, family assistance, parenting, and lessons on intimate partner violence. Will Hoyt says over the next few months, they'll get a lot of donations. She wants people to remember that after the holidays is perhaps when they need help the most.
The first of the year, that first quarter, things slow down a whole lot, but we still have to maintain all of our clients and our families.
And to host a fundraiser, make a donation, or learn more about The Nest, you can find a link to their website in this story on the WKYT News app. A Lexington teacher is finally back home after spending 1 year in the hospital.
Emily Presley was a STEM teacher at Wellington Elementary School. Last year, she thought she had a cold. Days later, she was on a ventilator in a medically induced coma. Doctors diagnosed her with parainfluenza and a bacterial staph infection with pneumonia. The closest hospital that could treat her disease was in Chicago. Yesterday, friends, family, and loved ones gathered to welcome her back home.
That's why I did this sign, Shine, because she shines everywhere she goes.
Around 75 people went out last night to help welcome Emily home.
3 Eastern Kentucky organizations are splitting more than $300,000 in flood relief money. The Kentucky Chamber Foundation and Kentucky Sports Radio presented those checks yesterday. Chamber President and CEO Ashley Watts says ordinary people made those awards possible.
Through Kentuckians who could give $20, $25, $50 to really help out their fellow Kentuckians here in Eastern Kentucky. And so we've raised quite a bit of money, and a lot of it was these very small donations.
The Housing Development Alliance got $215,000. Homes Inc. got $70,000. Both organizations will use that money on flood repairs. Appalachian Regional Healthcare got $50,000 for scholarships.
Colder temperatures are settling in across Kentucky. They started yesterday, but now they're really taking over as we sit with quite a few 30s out there, low to mid 30s around central Kentucky. It's a little warmer out east as it has been even through the overnight hours. Their temperatures stabilized and we're stuck in the 40s, so it looks pretty good out there compared to everybody else, but they're not going to warm up that much more than what we will eventually. So we're all going to be headed toward those mid to maybe in some rare cases some upper 40s. All of us will feel the effects of this system right here, spinning along though, whether it's a few flakes or the wind that will be associated with that system. You're going to get something out of it, or just maybe some clouds. It's going to drop in, and it will certainly make things pretty interesting for the latter part of the day here on our Halloween. We look at that future radar, and you can see that system just continue to roll toward us into northern parts of Indiana, into Ohio, and by later on this evening and tonight, you can see it spills over into Kentucky and gives you a few flakes of snow. That's what that pink indicates. There's a little rain-snow mixture going on out there, and it keeps marching through into the overnight hours, and I think we might even see a few more flakes early tomorrow morning as well. As we look at our Halloween forecast for you, the trick-or-treat times, 41 degrees, I think, as we get things started off here at 6. Around 38, breezy, cold by 7 o'clock. And as we move through time, we get to 8 o'clock, around 37. And again, there might be a little bit of that flake action that's moving into the area. So it's going to be a pretty cold go out there for you as we head through the rest of the evening hours. Those hour-by-hour temperatures showing you we top out in the mid-40s for highs today. Overnight, early tomorrow morning, there's a shot at some mid-20s out there with wind chill readings, because I think the wind will still be present in the morning at a decent rate of speed. It could make it feel like the teens for a little while. And then those highs start to slowly climb on Thursday. I think we break out into low 50s, still well below average, but we're going to see these numbers get a little bit better after that. Here's what to think about for a second. Today and tomorrow, with these highs in the mid-40s, that is what you normally see at the official beginning of winter. So you're talking about, around December 20th through the 22nd, the kind of numbers here. That's what those highs reflect. So here's just an early preview of it. And you get the snowflakes to boot. How about that?
I didn't want to be scared today. I didn't want that.
You didn't, but it's terrifying, isn't it?
It is.
Everybody dressed up like Elsa. You're going to be okay.
Yeah, everybody's going to be just fine.
Thanks, Jim. Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell reunite on the big screen, and New Kids on the Block are going on the road.
CBS's Danya Backus has your eye on entertainment.
Kenan and Kel are back as Ed and Dex in Good Burger 2.
We're going to be opening mega Good Burgers in cities all over the world.
From Hollywood to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is not a city, it's the name of an ape. King Kong. The game with the paddles? Ping pong. The sound a doorbell makes. Ding dong! What?
The sequel follows the two friends as they reunite in the present day at the fast food restaurant Good Burger. With a new crew, Dex makes a plan that puts the fate of Good Burger at risk once again. Good Burger 2 premieres November 22nd exclusively on Paramount+. Paw Patrol The Mighty Movie arrives on digital today.
I think we've got superpowers. And that's why I wear a hard hat.
Fans who purchase the film on digital, Blu-ray, or DVD will receive bonus content including a look at the pup's superpowers, new super suits, and upgraded vehicles, plus a behind-the-scenes look inside the voiceover booth. Paw Patrol The Mighty Movie and Paw Patrol The Movie will also be available in a 2-movie collection on digital. Pop icons New Kids on the Block have announced the Magic Summer 2024 tour. NKOTB will hit over 40 cities starting June 14th. They will be joined by Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff. General ticket sales begin Friday. And today on The Talk, it's Trick or Treat at the show's Halloween Palooza. See all 5 hosts transform into music superstars. They'll be joined by special guest JoJo Siwa and multi-platinum recording artist Bush. Watch an all-new episode of The Talk on CBS or stream anytime on Paramount+. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
You're pretty excited about that Paw Patrol, aren't you?
My daughter literally asked me this week if it was out on Blu-ray yet.
That's what you're doing today. Have fun.
I don't know. It's like I'm sentencing myself to watching it 10 times in a row.
Good luck.
Hope I enjoy it.
We're back with some of today's top health headlines, including a new report that shows Americans are increasingly using the internet for health care.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot, $159 million. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot, $152 million.
Washington liberals are lying about Russell Coleman, all to cover up the fact that their own candidate doesn't even have a Kentucky law license. Pam Stevenson is an unqualified anti-police radical we can't trust. Make the right choice. Russell Coleman, an experienced law and order prosecutor. His record is clear. Coleman puts sex offenders away for good. That's why Kentucky law enforcement backs Russell Coleman, the tough-on-crime choice for Attorney General.
It's about time.
I had a true partner in my health, that my aches and pains aren't dismissed.
That my health needs aren't treated the same way
as mine.
With CenterWell Senior Primary Care, it's about time.
More one-on-one time.
Actually, 50% more time with my doctor.
So I can ask all my questions.
And get the answers I need.
Finally, I have a team of experts
taking a proactive approach
to help me be my healthiest. Schedule a tour today. CenterWell, it's about time.
Hey y'all, it's Josh and Greg from Hicks & Funson, Kentucky Lawyers. Well, now that Florida firm has vandalized their own billboards with fake graffiti about chasing ambulances and being for the money. Ads like that give all attorneys a bad name. At Hicks & Funson, we fight for two things, for justice and for injured Kentuckians like you. So if you've suffered a wrongful death or an injury in a crash, a fall, or due to medical malpractice or nursing home neglect, visit honestfearless.com or call us at 859-777-7000. Ask for Josh or Greg.
Join us for our Christmas open house going on now through November 4th. Save 20% in-store and online.
Rape, incest, they're some of the worst crimes imaginable. And politician Michael Adams wants to punish the victims. Adams opposes abortion exceptions for rape and incest. Adams even wants to restrict contraception. Buddy Wheatley spent his life protecting people. A fourth-generation firefighter and former Covington chief, Buddy will be a bipartisan Secretary of State. Vote Buddy Wheatley November 7th.
This is your season to save on our incredible selection of new Kias from Cartown Kia. You can't beat the powerful design of the new 2024 Sportage.
It's your choice. The new 2023 Kia Sportage, just $349 down and $349 per month, or the new 2023 Kia Sorento, just $349 down and $349 per month.
Unmatched design, performance, and savings all in one at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Welcome back. Why good night's sleep can help fight dementia, and new research may lead to a hangover cure.
Astrid Martinez has the details in this Better Living report.
A new report from the CDC shows a majority of Americans are using the internet for healthcare reasons. In the second half of last year, about 6 in 10 adults looked up health or medical information, with women more likely than men to use the web. And nearly half of 30 to 44-year-olds are using the internet to connect with a doctor's office. Getting good sleep year-round can help prevent dementia, according to Australian researchers. Just a 1% reduction in deep sleep per year leads to a 27% increased risk in people over 60 years old. Researchers say deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep, helps clear metabolic waste from the brain, including proteins connected to Alzheimer's disease. And a stress hormone released by the brain during alcohol withdrawal is part of the process that causes headaches, according to researchers from the University of Texas, San Antonio. They hope the findings lead to a drug therapy to inhibit the pain signals and help those suffering from alcohol use disorder avoid drinking to cure a hangover. That's a look at some of the day's top health stories. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking the next big thing.
All right, it's Halloween and it's cold, and there's this. So we've got a shot at tracking some flakes of snow now. Don't worry too much about the presence of this coming along and shutting anything down or accumulating in any way, because you're not going to see that. The best case for that is maybe on a car, maybe on the hood or the roof of the car. Maybe you'll see a few flakes stick around briefly because those surfaces get so cold so quickly. So there's that, but nothing else. I mean, these are just some flakes that will be flying through the skies. The next bigger thing that follows this Halloween forecast, that is going to be that mild up, because we're going to get out of this cold stuff for a little while. I'll be tracking that for you, though. But as for now, your snowflakes on Halloween. That is the next big thing.
Jim, thank you. Up next, a woman arrested after shooting at pumpkins.
She says she got that idea online. Keep it here on Midmorning.
Take the news with you on the WKYT News app, on your streaming device, and on your radio at 100.1 WKQQ.
Your home's cooling system has been working hard all summer. Schedule a $69 heating system tune-up now with the pros at Comfort Heating and Air, and be prepared for the colder temperatures on the way. Call 859-266-3678 to schedule your appointment.
Major insurance companies use a software called Colossus to tell them what the firm you hire is likely to settle your case for. They know which law firms can lowball and take the last best offer. Not us. Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
My name is Allison Ball. As state treasurer, I've protected your taxpayer dollars. I've returned over $172 million in unclaimed property, and I guaranteed financial literacy is taught in school. I'm asking for your vote to be our next state auditor to continue that fight. As a former prosecutor, I will take on corruption. I'll hold all politicians, regardless of party, accountable for wasting taxpayer dollars. My name is Allison Ball, and I humbly ask for your vote to be Kentucky's next state auditor.
Where do you get your important information? Do you trust your neighbor? Your community newsletter? What about your friends? The opinions of those we trust are important to consider. But when it comes to Medicare, everyone's needs are different. So it's important to find the coverage that best fits you. With one call to Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, we can help you find a Medicare Advantage plan with additional benefits that can save you money and that lets you keep your doctors. With just your zip code, we can find plans in your area with the benefits you need at a cost you can afford. But you don't get these plans automatically. Call now to find out what your friends, family, and neighbors have been talking about. You might be surprised by what you hear. Don't wait. Call now. You only have a limited time to explore these Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans and make changes.
Call 800-252-4719. That's 800-252-4719. 800-252-4719.
Gear up for spectacular savings at Don Franklin Buick GMC. Drive away in the 2023 Buick Encore GX with no monthly payments until 2024 for well-qualified buyers. Or get $2,750 purchase allowance on select 2023 GMC Sierra models. Find yours today at Don Franklin Lexington Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Purchase a new heating and cooling system from Comfort Heating and Air and enjoy your new system with payments as low as $132 a month. Plus, you may be eligible for up to $3,200 in tax credits. Call 859-266-3678 to schedule your appointment.
You're watching WKYT, home of Super Bowl 58. This is WKYT News Mid-Morning.
Welcome back to Mid-Morning.
Jim Caldwell has a very spooky forecast for this Halloween. Jim, got to bundle up out there.
You really will have to, because you need to right now. And that's the thing. Before we even get to trick-or-treat times, those temperatures are down. And they sit in the 30s here in central Kentucky. They're a little bit better out to our east because we have some 40s. But here's the thing. They've been sitting in the 40s since early this morning. We haven't had a real rapid change. We look at the forecast for your Halloween. Windy, it's not there yet. It's going to get that way toward trick-or-treat time. That's when a disturbance comes into play. It'll bring the wind, the cold air, and some flakes. You get into Wednesday, I think early tomorrow morning, a few flakes will linger, and we're still windy. At first, it'll just be dry and chilly the rest of the day. And on Thursday, get a mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures are still cold because we're only around 50 or so. But it's warmer than it was. That's the thing. And it's a trend. We'll keep the 60s going and flowing across Kentucky by the weekend. I'll have a closer look at that coming up in a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. New details about the man responsible for Maine's deadliest mass shooting have come out.
New documentation from the sheriff's office revealing further warning signs and failed efforts by authorities to stop the gunman months before he killed 18 people. CBS's Chanel Call has more.
It's a major tragedy beyond words.
New documents released Monday night reveal Maine law enforcement was aware Army reservist Robert Card was mentally unstable and had threatened violence even before carrying out Maine's deadliest mass shooting. The Army determined 40-year-old Card should not have access to military weapons and asked local police to conduct a welfare check. Then last month, a statewide alert for the gunman was issued. It's unclear if more was done to find Card before last week's shooting.
You know, we're going to learn from some mistakes. I'm sure we've made a couple along the way.
On August 5th, Card tried to pick up a firearm suppressor but was denied because he admitted he had mental health issues on a questionnaire.
We're sickened and saddened the fact that what he did, but we just can't imagine how much more carnage would have been if he had a silencer on the front of that.
In a heated news conference Monday, Maine's Governor Janet Mills remained tight-lipped about why these new details were held until days after the shooting.
Why did it happen in the first place? And what measures may have been in place that weren't used or were used? And that's what we'll get to the bottom of.
But in the midst of their mourning,
it's just still feeling like I'm waiting to wake up from a bad dream.
Survivors and families in this community want answers. Chanel Call, CBS News.
Governor Janet Mills also said yesterday that Maine lawmakers plan to revisit the state's gun control laws, but previous proposals for tighter laws have typically stalled or failed.
Surviving victims and families of a Louisville mass shooting are planning to sue a gun manufacturer. 5 people were killed in the Old National Bank shooting in April. Now the families affected want to file a lawsuit against Texas gun manufacturer Radical Firearms. The company made the AR-15 rifle used in that shooting. U.S. law currently says gun manufacturers can't be held liable if one of their guns is used in a crime. They can be sued for negligence, breach of contract regarding the purchase of a gun, or certain damages from defects in the design of a gun.
A woman is dead after a house fire in Laurel County. State police say it happened at a home on Terrell Road yesterday. That's off of Cherry Avenue. Firefighters found Melissa Creech's body inside. The cause of the fire is under investigation. A Madison County inmate is on the run this morning.
The troopers say Gary R. Rowe escaped from the Bluegrass Career and Development Center yesterday. He's 6 feet tall with brown hair and blue eyes. They say he has a birthmark on his upper left arm and a tattoo that says Rowe across his back. He's also known to frequent Boyd County and the surrounding areas. If you see him, call police.
Police say a Madison County woman is facing charges for shooting at pumpkins. According to an arrest citation, Amanda Neese admitted to police she and a friend were recording her shooting at pumpkins as part of a TikTok trend. Police say the shots were being fired near an apartment complex. Witnesses reported hearing 12 gunshots. Neese is charged with wanton endangerment and public intoxication. A community is coming together to support a Lexington Elementary School employee.
Stacy Van Cleek works in the front office at Lansdowne Elementary. Earlier this month, she suffered a stroke. Nick Van Cleek, her son, says that friends, family, and strangers have rallied around her. Now they're raising money to support her medical expenses.
That's the hardest thing, is just the strongest person I know, and seeing her in this weak position, I don't know. I don't have words for it. So community support has been something that I've never seen before, and I know my mom's a very well-respected woman and liked woman.
The community has raised more than $6,700 for Stacy so far.
A group is fighting back against a proposed development in a historic Lexington neighborhood. An out-of-state developer plans to turn a series of historic homes on East Maxwell and Stone Street into a new multi-story apartment complex with 700 bedrooms. Dr. Zach Leonard with Bluegrass Trust says the oldest home on the street was built in 1885. He's urging people to sign an online petition against the development.
We kind of want to set an example to get away from what essentially is demolition by neglect, in which you have these large entities that own so many rental properties and kind of just slowly, gradually let them decay.
Dr. Leonard says the proposal could be presented to the Planning Commission on November 16th. You can find a link to the petition and other historical references over on the WKYT News app. Hundreds of carved jack-o'-lanterns are now on display at Transylvania University.
The Pumpkin Mania Festival returned on Sunday. Community members got to show off their artistic talent through that Halloween tradition. The pumpkins are sitting on the steps of the Old Morrison Administration Building. They will be on display there until Friday.
Community members are sharing their frustrations after an iconic Halloween event was postponed. Hours before the annual Thriller Parade was set to kick off, Lexington city officials canceled the event, citing bad weather. Some fans took to social media, disappointed with the change. Sarah Katzenmeyer has attended the parade for years. She's never missed a year, even after suffering cardiac arrest at the event in 2021. She says she won't miss this year's event either.
Nothing is going to stop me from doing Thriller. Not rain, not ice, not snow, nothing. Even being at Masterson Station Park.
The Thriller Parade and Halloween variety show will be at the fairgrounds at Masterson Station Park this Sunday. Local food and drink vendors will open at 2:30. The variety show starts at 4. The Thriller Parade kicks off at 5. Creepy crawlers are having their day this Halloween, but one invasive species is a lengthy problem in the Florida Everglades.
According to the U.S. Geological...
Here's how a typical night for Donna Khalil starts, and this...
That is Burmese python.
Is how it ends. Khalil is a python elimination specialist for the South Florida Water Management District.
They're out here hunting, but you're out here hunting too.
That's right. We're out here hunting the hunters.
She is one of about 100 contractors in the Everglades looking for these large invasive snakes and getting paid for it. Earlier this year, hunters snagged a 19-foot Burmese python, the longest ever measured and documented in the state. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission estimates there are currently as many as 300,000 Burmese pythons in the Everglades, with no major predator besides humans.
The Burmese python has taken a toll on native species. Raccoon and possum population in the park has dropped by 99%. Marsh and cottontail rabbits, along with foxes, have effectively disappeared.
Khalil says alligators have fallen prey too.
You grab it, curl around it, constrict it, and kill it. Once it's dead, it will swallow it whole. It all depends on who's the bigger predator. That will decide who wins the battle.
Woohoo! Florida has been hosting an annual Python challenge with $30,000 in prizes as one way to combat the growing problem. Over the last 2 decades, 18,000 of these belly crawlers have been removed, just a fraction of the python population. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, the Everglades.
And Florida pays those hunters $50 per foot for the first 4 feet of the snake, $25 for each additional foot. You can make some decent money, go down there, hunt those.
No kidding.
Weekend gig.
That's a job I don't want to do, though. I'm out.
A little hands-on there.
Keep it here on Mid-Morning.
Up next, we'll check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, see what they are cooking up today. Oh, Jim, we got some ghoulish meatballs.
Ooh, spooky.
Get in there, grab a handful of those.
You know, but here's the thing. You're the one that always says, leave snakes alone. These people are paying them to hunt them now. What do you think?
Well, they're an invasive species there. That's different than a snake in our backyard, Jim.
Here we go. Temperatures in the 30s right now, flakes a little later. We have it all on this Halloween.
Take the news with you on the WKYT News app, on your streaming device, and on your radio at 104.5 The Cat.
Rape, incest, they're some of the worst crimes imaginable. And politician Michael Adams wants to punish the victims. Adams opposes abortion exceptions for rape and incest. Adams even wants to restrict contraception. Buddy Wheatley spent his life protecting people. A fourth-generation firefighter and former Covington chief, Buddy will be a bipartisan Secretary of State. Vote Buddy Wheatley November 7th.
Hi, I'm Andrew Coleman, attorney with Hughes & Coleman. I may be new to your TV screen, but I'm no stranger to our community. Kentucky is my home. I was born here, I'm raising my family here, and I'm proud to be part of a law firm that's been fighting here for over 35 years, Hughes & Coleman. My father, Lee Coleman, and our team of other Kentucky lawyers are more committed than ever to helping you. If you've been injured, get the local experience of a Kentucky original. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
Why is semaglutide transforming the weight loss industry? Simple. It's FDA approved for weight loss. Semaglutide gets real results. Aegis will provide you a complete weight loss solution to help you lose the weight and keep it off. Call today for a free semaglutide consultation. 859-335-1330.
It's the annual enrollment period for Medicare Advantage plans, and you have a choice, which is why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here to help you get all the benefits you qualify for. Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield at 1-800-878-5180 today for a Medicare Advantage plan checkup and make sure you have everything you qualify for in 2024. You can receive more benefits for a $0 monthly premium. Benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money towards over-the-counter health items. Call 1-800-878-5180 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2024. You can receive benefits for a $0 monthly premium, like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. So call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield today at 1-800-878-5180 and make sure you're not missing out.
While Russell Coleman gave sweetheart plea deals to dangerous sex offenders, Colonel Pam Stevenson spent 27 years protecting our country and prosecuting violent crime. Colonel Pam Stevenson for Attorney General.
Closed captioning on WKYT is brought to you by Cumberland Valley National Bank. Bank better.
Welcome back to WKYT. We have a long-term traffic alert for Lexington drivers.
A section of Green Tree Road will be closed for months. Crews are replacing sanitary sewer lines. The closure will affect the stretch between Castleton Way and Gainesway Drive near Tates Creek High School. You can still access the school using Armstrong Mill and Appian Way. People who live along the closure will still be able to come and go freely. A Lexington nonprofit is helping homeless veterans get off the streets.
Bobby Russell lost his home after a series of financial struggles. The veteran says he was struggling to feed himself and was sleeping in his car. He went to Lighthouse Ministries for a shower and then was referred to St. James Place Apartments.
I met a lady, her name was Linda, and she wanted to know what my story was. She's like, oh, so you're a veteran, and now you're homeless. This apartment complex, I know it. It will get you off the street.
Well, St. James Phase 2 focuses on reintegrating homeless veterans into society. If you know a homeless veteran who could benefit from St. James Place Apartments, we have a link to the application on the WKYT News app.
A piece of Louisville is on its way to the World Series. The Louisville Slugger Factory spent this past weekend curing 4 additional bats for Arizona Diamondbacks Corbin Carroll. He's the 2023 MLB Rookie of the Year. The bats were shipped out to Phoenix yesterday. They've been featured in every World Series since it began in 1903. They're the only company to do so. A spokesperson with the company explains why so many athletes choose them.
We make a great product, and we strive to make sure that we give these players exactly what they want, what they need, that feels right to them, so that they can do their job when they're standing in that batter's box and help their team to victory.
Diamondbacks pitcher Brandon Pfaadt is from Louisville. The Arizona Diamondbacks will face the Texas Rangers tonight for Game 4 of the World Series. First pitch is at 8:03.
Union College in Barberville is getting a new name. College leaders say the new name will better describe the academic opportunities they offer. They plan to have a new name ready for board approval no later than spring of 2024.
A Frankfort woman is celebrating $75,000 in lottery winnings on her first ever scratch-off ticket. Rebecca Napier bought the cash eruption ticket earlier this month at the Marathon Food Mart on East Main Street in Frankfort. To her surprise, she won the game's grand prize. Marathon Food Mart will get a $750 check for selling the winning ticket.
Beautiful sky out there for you right now. And you look at it and you're like, man, this looks like a really nice day. And as far as the looks are concerned, it is. It looks great right there. But it's that deceiving sunshine that's out there right now. It's not doing a whole lot to warm us up because we still sit in the 30s here in Lexington. Lucky for you right now, though, the wind isn't blowing. We're not tracking any wind. It's calm here at this particular moment. But later today, those winds are going to pick up, maybe gust 20, 25 miles per hour on the strongest side. Currently pushing mid and upper 30s out there with some 40s that are also isolated from Somerset over to Jackson. Then you find some Prestonsburg, Pikeville, Harlan's still sitting at 45 degrees. That's where I think we here in Lexington will top out later today. You can see how that cold air has shifted, and it's all the way down into deep into Georgia at this point. So this continues to pile in here and spread out across the country. And that's what runs the show for us here. There's a system that's on the map, too. And this will likely play a factor in the forecast for us later today. This is going to be your wind maker. Throw some clouds at us. And also, maybe a little light rain or some flakes of snow. That's all that's really tied to it now is just plain old snow. And as you work through time, you're going to see that system dig a little deeper into Indiana, Illinois, and even into Kentucky. This is 6:30, and you can see the flakes are trying to fly in northern Kentucky, northeastern Kentucky, a little rain-snow mixture. And as we move a little later into the day, you get those flakes across central and eastern Kentucky as well. Now, the best shot, now just kind of lock this in for you, is going to be kind of this arc right here that you see from up around Cincinnati and then curves back down into the high elevations of southeastern Kentucky. That's your best chance for picking up some snowflakes. And I'm not talking about accumulation. I'm just talking about some flakes flying out there for you. As we key in on some specific times for trick-or-treat later today, 41 with some wind at 6 o'clock. You head on into the 7 o'clock hour, and you've got the 38 breezy and cold conditions that are also out there as well. And then we keep on moving with some more flakes possible at 8 o'clock, with maybe a little light rain that could come into play. So again, you throw in the wind, you throw some flakes out there, and even if it's too warm for flakes, a little bit of drizzle, and it's going to be rather uncomfortable for you. Full 7-day forecast. We don't stay like this forever. You do see a little bit of a bump in those numbers. You know, by Thursday, we're back in the 50s. Still cold, you know, technically speaking, but you get back to around normal and beyond for the weekend.
I'll take a daytime high in the mid-60s.
Yes.
I'll accept that at this point.
I'll take that any time of year, usually, you know, but it's not bad. Pretty comfortable.
Thanks, Jim. Well, this dish from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen is finger-licking good.
Today's recipe is for ghoulish glazed meatballs.
With all the hustle and bustle of Halloween, we're going to want something easy to serve to all our ghosts and goblins, no matter how old they are. And whether you're trick-or-treating, handing out candy, or watching monster movies with the lights out so no one knows you're home, we've got a slow cooker favorite that'll be ready and waiting whenever you are. We start off by mixing together a couple pounds of ground beef, an egg, a bit of breadcrumbs, some water, and a bunch of off-the-shelf spices. After we roll this into bite-sized meatballs, we place them in a slow cooker along with a sauce that we made by combining some chili sauce, grape jelly, and a bit of lemon juice. We cover it and let it cook on low. Before the first trick-or-treaters ring the doorbell, they're done. When you open the slow cooker, don't be surprised if all the ghouls and goblins in the neighborhood come by to check it out. So here's what I suggest. Go online right now and get the simple recipe for our ghoulish glazed meatballs. And yes, you still have plenty of time to make this today or any day, since it's done in less than 3 hours in a slow cooker. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a deliciously ghoulish way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Oh, wow. Didn't expect that effect there,
I
yeah.
think that intro may have been for fried chicken. I'm not sure. Things are looking good there. Still ahead, we'll talk to a group supporting health care for veterans in Lexington.
Keep it here on Mid-Morning.
Start your day with Victor, Kristen, and Jim. Weekdays on WKYT Mornings.
Pam Stevenson is dangerous. She tried to decriminalize rioting, to disarm and defund the police. She doesn't even have a license to practice law in Kentucky. Pam Stevenson, way too dangerous for Kentucky.
When I looked at my mouth in the mirror, it was a train wreck. The minute I met Dr. Seth, I asked him, I said, "Are you ready for a project?" And his response was, "I love projects."
Through our talk, he was immediately set on letting all those teeth go and going forward with a fixed implant prosthesis.
I really can't believe I waited so long to do it. It's been amazing.
Get your smile back with dental implants. Call Bluegrass Dentistry at 859-648-2688 to schedule your free consultation and to discuss our flexible financing options.
I have been banking with Stockyards Bank for many years.
I have been an employee with Stockyards for 15 years.
Stockyards believes in its community.
And they make you feel important.
That's just as important as providing customer service.
I have been fortunate.
They treat you like you're a part of the family. This is my home.
Maximize your earnings at Stockyards Bank. Explore high-yield CDs with rates as high as 5.15% APY. Limited time member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pam Stevenson is dangerous. She tried to decriminalize rioting, to disarm and defund the police. She doesn't even have a license to practice law in Kentucky. Pam Stevenson, way too dangerous for Kentucky.
Welcome back to Mid-Morning. A 5K this weekend in Lexington will raise money to help veterans and their families.
Voluntary Service Officer Patrick Sinclair and Lieutenant Lenny Motley are here to tell us more about the Veterans 5K and how you can help. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Tell us about the race that's coming up.
This year is like the 8th year that we've run the race. The proceeds of the race go to the Veterans Affairs throughout the Commonwealth, and also to help the upkeep and the funding and maintenance of the Fisher House.
Tell us about the Fisher House. You've got people coming in from other areas getting care, and this is a big boon to their families.
Yes, it is. And the Fisher House supports, it's a 16-suite facility, and it supports the veterans and their family members that are coming to get their care at the Lexington VA.
So is this open to veterans from everywhere? How does this work?
A veteran must actually have a consult, and through that consult, they must live over 50 miles away from our facility to be eligible to stay in the house.
Tell us about the 5K coming up. Who all can sign up for that?
Anyone can sign up for the 5K, and we've actually, I believe this is the second or third year that we've actually added on to a virtual event for the people that are not only out of the Commonwealth, but also out of the country. By them participating, that also allows them to contribute and to actually, join in on the fun as well.
Why is this something you're passionate about?
Go ahead. This is a great opportunity for our veterans, not only in the community, but our community to come in onto our campus, our beautiful campus over at Leestown,
and see exactly what the Veterans Affairs and what we do for our veterans in the community. And this event has, like Lenny said, it's been going for 8 years now, and we've grown to over 400, almost 500 runners again this year. So that support, not only for our veterans in the community, but for our Fisher House, is a great thing for our veterans, not only here in Lexington, but to the surrounding area.
I think any of us who ever had any serious medical care, it can be a little bit scary. What's it like for these families to be able to stay nearby while they're going through that?
This is all part of the health care, and this is part of the veteran getting better. And we want to allow them that opportunity to stay at our house free of charge. That way, that's something they don't have to worry about. And they come over to our house and they stay, get snacks and food for free, and enjoy the time there at the house so that they can be there for their veteran.
What time will the race be taking place this weekend?
The race will, hopefully the race will start on time, and it'll be starting at Sunday at 1 p.m.
It's supposed to warm up a little bit before then, so that's some good news for all those runners. If somebody's seeing this, they're not going to be able to make it to the race, what are some other ways they could help out?
There's plenty of ways. One of the ways they can actually do is they can go into the race's website, the Veterans VA, I believe it's Veterans 5K, VA5K, .com, and from there they'll be able to either sign up. They will actually get one of our complimentary T-shirts, even if they can't participate in the race. And there's also should be other donation areas on there as well.
And they can also visit www.va.gov.
Okay.
And that's how you can go on and volunteer or donate there at the hospital.
Sounds good. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Keep it here on Midmorning.
It's the performance and power of luxury without the luxury cost when you shop our premium pre-owned headquarters at Audi Lexington. We've sourced the area's best selection of pre-owned Audis, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, and so much more, giving you a premium experience with every drive. Make Audi Lexington your destination for luxury design and the precision engineering of your favorite luxury brands all in one place. Luxury meets your reality when you visit the premium pre-owned headquarters at Audi Lexington and AudiLexington.com.
My opponent's campaign is built on attacks and lies. But you know me, and you know it isn't true. We've been through a lot together, and now we're building the Commonwealth we've always dreamed of. We're a leader in economic growth, tens of thousands of new jobs, our lowest unemployment rate ever, delivering on major infrastructure projects and bringing high-speed internet everywhere. We're building a bright future here for all of our families.
Rape, incest, they're some of the worst crimes imaginable. And politician Michael Adams wants to punish the victims. Adams opposes abortion exceptions for rape and incest. Adams even wants to restrict contraception. Buddy Wheatley spent his life protecting people. A fourth-generation firefighter and former Covington chief. Buddy will be a bipartisan Secretary of State. Vote Buddy Wheatley November 7th.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on our most popular 2023 Ram 1500 models. Or drive away in the new 2023 Jeep Renegade Latitude for as low as $27,059. Don Franklin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kentucky's #1 Ram dealer.
Closed captioning on WKYT is brought to you by Cumberland Valley National Bank. Bank better.
Those trick-or-treaters better bundle up.
Oh, they'll need to, because temperatures, they're pretty cold right now, but they're going to be worse later today because the wind will also be a factor when they're out there stirring around with temperatures in the low 40s, a little wind, and then a few flakes of snow possible out there for us today, early tomorrow morning. But after that, we do get on track again to be closer to normal as we head toward that weekend. 60 is going to feel great.
Yes,
by the way,
it
after
is.
these days, yeah, it's going to
On one hand, maybe fewer trick-or-treaters, but on the other, I'll get to keep that candy.
That's
Anything we don't give
exactly
out?
right.
True. You make a good point.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you here at noon. Have a great day.
Take the news with you on the WKYT News app, on your streaming device, and on your radio at 104.5 The Cat.